welcome to the BUCS vlog 2025. So guys, before we start the video, if you're a new watcher or you haven't subscribed, please press that subscribe button. It really helps me out. We need to get to 200 subscribers, that's the goal. And if you haven't also watched my Instagram and TikTok videos, where I make videos every single day to document my journey to road to becoming an Olympian for the next Olympics, which is 2028. So anyways, now that we've got that over with, let's actually go into the video. So this was my first BUCS, so it was really exciting. I was one of the youngest there, so because I'm a first year student, I was one of the youngest there. Not only that, I was also under 20, so most people there were under 23 or senior. I was under 20, so I was a young guy compared to everyone else, which was different from the week before because I was one of the oldest there. Anyways, got to Sheffield with the team representing UCL, which is where I go, to UCL University. And we stayed in an Airbnb with the team, 3 Airbnbs, which were really nice actually. Shout out CC for organising all of the logistics and all that stuff. But we stayed, I was with the boys, Achuko, Moiwa, Gus and Christian. You guys, I'm going to give you guys a shout out. We're staying in there and I was pretty comfortable, to be honest. It was a nice bed and everything. First day of BUCS was me literally just watching all the events, watching my friends compete, not just from UCL but from other universities, because I know quite a few people that were at BUCS. So people like Daniel Goriola winning BUCS for the second time. Watched the triple jump as well, men and women qualification, and loads of 60-meter sprints. I watched Ayub, one of my other friends who is featured quite a lot on my Instagram and TikTok videos, and quite a few events that I just really enjoyed watching, to be honest. So that was Friday, which was day 1. Day 2, I was actually going to be competing. So day 2, I had to wake up kind of early. I was really happy that I was not in the first pool. So there were 3 pools in the men's long jump. Pool 1 was at 10 AM, Pool 2 was at 12:20, and Pool 3 was at 3 PM. I was really hoping to be in Pool 3, but I wasn't. I was in Pool 2. Definitely was really happy that I wasn't in Pool 1. I would have had to wake up at like 6:45. But anyways, Pool 2 was a pretty competitive pool with the likes of Adam Hall and other long jumpers there as well. So I had to make sure that I was good. I had to make sure that I was on my game, if that makes sense. Woke up pretty early, around, I think I woke up at 8 something. I got breakfast before already because I knew that I had to wake up early. So got to the track, watched a few events, did the same warm-up that I've been doing for all these competitions so far in indoors. Always works. My flu from the week before was still a little bit in my chest. So every time I'd warm up, all the mucus would come out and I'd just cough. So I had to really take my time in the warm up. I wasn't experiencing the same fatigue, but I will say my chest was just really tight. I had to take breaks in between each drill that I did. But anyways, it was not too bad and I felt pretty warmed up after I finished. So got to the pool room, got to the actual long jump pit, and I was feeling good. I knew what I needed to do, which is just run fast, hit the board, take off and get a good landing, and I knew that I'd be over 7:15, but didn't go to plan. First day of qualification for me was an absolute disaster. I had a first round jump of 678, which for me is not great, but I was about 40 centimeters behind the board, which again is not great. Second round, 651, I was also behind the board by the same amount, dropped my legs, wasn't a great jump. So I had 2 rounds and I didn't really think I'd make the qualification with 678. So I was like, I need to do one more jump. I channeled all my energy into this one. I really focused and I really concentrated on the cues that I needed to jump far, which was run up forwards, run faster and attack it more. And that's all I did. And I jumped 704 and I qualified 5th. So not bad. I was really happy that I was actually able to channel my energy after I could have panicked in that situation and fouled and then that would have been it. But to be honest, I actually still would have qualified with 678 by 1 centimeter. So I could have taken the risk, but I really don't think it was worth that risk of waiting to see and watching the other competition to see what they jump. Really not a big fan of doing that, so I wanted to make sure that I was in with at least a 7 meter jump. and I was, so that's okay. I did my cool down, watched the rest of a lot of the events, and there were some really nice events going on. So got back home to the Airbnb, chilled. I did some stretches, I did loads of different things just to make sure that I was recovered because I was competing the very next day. For the final, I was really pumped because I'm in the final of BUCS. We're competing against people that are older than me. I'm the youngest in the field. I've got absolutely nothing to lose. So I love that position, and I'm sure everyone watching does as well. When you're the underdog and you've got no pressure on your shoulders, it's just a chance to just go for it. So that's what I did. The next day obviously was the final, like I said. I got to the place, I was really pumped with adrenaline, to be honest, and I was feeling so much better in the warm-ups, so much more energized, so much more motivated. I knew exactly what I had to do, I knew exactly what I needed to do, yes, from the day before, and I'm going to implement that in what I was going to do. So it was run faster and be a bit more aggressive to the board. Don't think, oh, don't foul. If you foul, but you do have control over a large proportion of not fouling, and I don't want to be so far behind the board where it actually affects how far I jump. I want to be pretty close but not absolutely perfect, which is what I did. So in the first round of the final, I jumped 682 from 40 centimeters behind the board. So it was about 720 jump, but it was a pretty safe jump, so I was quite happy with how it went, and it was behind the board, which is really annoying, and I was a little bit cautious, if I'm being honest. But then first jumps, you're always a bit more cautious than the rest. So I was okay with that. 682, I think, put me in 7th or something. So I was in the top 8. Next jump I tried to get a bit more distance, obviously, get a bit closer to the board. I was a tiny bit closer to the board, but not actually close enough. I was still way behind, 30 centimeters, 698, I think. The next jump I did was 702. Which definitely got me into the top 8 at the time, and I was pretty satisfied that I was gonna have 3 extra jumps. My leg was starting to hurt because my competition in qualifying was the day before, so I could still feel the effects. Remember how I was saying that I had to push myself a little bit to get that 704? My leg was starting to hurt, my IT band right down the side of my leg, what you use primarily a lot for jumping, the elastic part of your leg. And it was starting to hurt, but I just put it to one side and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go, if I get injured here, or not injured, but if I hurt myself, then so be it. This is BUCS, I need to do well here. 4th round jump, I can't remember what was it again? 4th round jump was 7 meters 06, so not bad again. Bit of an improvement, but I was still behind the board, which I was kind of annoyed about, and I wasn't attacking that the way that I needed to. The 5th round jump was 6 meters 90. I was really behind the board now, but I did attack. So now I knew I've attacked, but it's actually pushing me back. So I pushed my run up forwards, sprinted down the runway. I didn't care what I got because I think I was like 7th still at the time. I didn't care what I jumped. I just absolutely put the afterburners on, ran as fast as I could, slowed down a little bit towards the board to be honest, and jumped to 7 meters 21, which was close to my indoor personal best of 7 meters 23, which I jumped the week before. So again, consistency. I'm being really consistent now in competitions so far this year. I've jumped 7 meters 16, 7 meters 19, 7 meters 21, 7 meters 23. I was really happy with how these competitions were just being so consistent. Every single competition I've done has been around 720, and that's honestly one of my biggest goals of this year. And guys, if you've enjoyed the video, if you stayed this long, then thank you so much. I have worked quite hard on this video, so a like and a comment would be really appreciated. I always talk about these 2 products, my massage gun and my Antepes shoes, which I always advertise, and Noof obviously, but check them out guys. Antepes shoes are great. They're like spikes, but without the spike, just like trainers, with a carbon plate down the middle of the sole. And my massage gun, which I use all the time, it really helps my muscles relax. Ran out of charge before the final, so I was kind of annoyed that I didn't get to use it on the day, but it's okay. But yeah guys, I really recommend those 2 products. And Noof, obviously, you guys know what I say about Noof. Use that code for February, which I'm going to put on the screen now. I buy all my replacement spikes from there. But if you don't want to buy anything from there, guys, they've got tutorials on their website for how to set up starting blocks, how to, what javelin to choose, how to restring a javelin, how to keep a hammer, how to keep a discus, different things that are really useful, especially for athletes that require equipment like sprinters and throwers and things. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll keep pushing forwards, and I'll see you guys soon.
It's going to keep it very simple. Lock in before you get locked out. And a setback, major comeback. I trust in God's plans because I know it's all in his hands.
Oh! Consistency is the key to locking in.
Come on.
Top tips from Gus. Don't get ill, don't get injured.
Come on,
Find
bro.
out the hard way.
Come on.
Gus, be yourself, because you can never be me.
Come on, bro.